Hi everyone, it's Carol and Lauren and Armani at Big Cat Rescue here in Tampa, Florida. Armani is getting some afternoon snacks and she's really happy about it. So what was that little move you just had her do?
So I just had her lay down. Typically that helps to stop them from trying to put their feet through the wire. And these guys get very excited with food, so it just kind of calms them down a bit. It also helps with us to see how their mobility is if they're having issues laying down.
And that's a big deal when you're talking about being 20, what is she, 22, 21?
She's 21.
21 years old.
Yeah.
If you multiply that by 6, that's about how old she'd be if she were a person. So it's amazing that she looks as good as she does. Hey, Suzanne Mesna and Shelby and Lee Hunter. I see all the regulars here. Monique. She is adorable. She's been with us most of her life. She came here when she was a kitten, and or a cub, I guess is what you would call a leopard. Is that right? Mm-hmm. You're our specialist.
Yeah. Good job. You gotta save some for Sonia.
And I know one of the questions people ask all the time is why can't they go free? And the reason is because if they were born in a cage, they can never be set free. But today we had a very happy day with some cats who are going to go free one day. We do bobcat rehab and release here at the sanctuary, and we had 4 baby bobcats that all came from different situations. Well, 2 came from one situation, and then 2 others came from 2 more. So 3 different sets of situations, and their names are Bravo, Tango, Echo, and Foxtrot. One was very big, one was very little, and 2 were right in the middle. And so, no, it's not freezing on me. I just got a text saying it was frozen. Are you guys seeing frozen? Tracy, this cage that she's in is probably close to 3,000 square feet. It's a lot bigger than what you're seeing right here. You can only see this because I'm pointing it at the cat in this little corner here of her enclosure. But we agree, they don't belong in cages, period. And that was why I was talking about cats in the wild. So if they're born in a cage, sadly, they can never go free. But these baby bobcats all came from the wild, and so they're being rehabbed and they will be released back to the wild. And just a couple of minutes before we came out here, we were able to introduce all those kittens. So they've been living side by side, trying to get them used to each other, and they've had some play dates. And so today's their first day of getting along together, and we're going to be keeping a close eye on them on the live webcams. You can watch all those cameras at bigcatrescue.org/cams, C-A-M-S.
That's it. That's one.
And is the rest for Sundari?
Yeah. Saved her a couple pieces.
Sundari's going to get some chow
There's
too.
some pieces.
She wanted to go first. She was not happy.
She doesn't like to have to wait for her food.
You don't get Howdy Leopard here. I think the food will probably overcome that.
Come on, let's go. Come here, sweet girl.
Did you guys see that big butterfly that just went by? That was beautiful.
Ready? I'll let you pass. Look how ready you
So if I can get her into the corner here, then I can shoot across towards you guys.
Look how ready you are.
Oh, she's ready. Oh yeah, we're loving that. This is Sundari. Lauren is our director of, what do we call you? Director of Conservation?
I'm now the Conservation Projects Director.
There we go. And so she's always working on projects that we fund to save these cats in the wild. So can you tell some people some facts about leopards?
Yeah, there's a couple different projects that we've helped with, and actually one of my favorites is one that's headed by Panthera. There's a lot of cultures down in South Africa that actually use leopard fur in their religious ceremonies, and so there's a lot of leopards that get killed for people to wear, essentially. And one of the things that Panthera's done is they've actually created faux leopard skins that can be used for these capes instead, and the capes cost about $33 to produce. And since they've initiated that project, so many less leopards have lost their lives for clothing.
I love that.
And they were actually working with the different tribes to basically say to them, you know, these are a great alternative. It also helps the animals. So it raised awareness and kind of conservation within the local communities, which when it comes to conservation is really important, because if you don't have the locals on board, then you can do as much as you want, but they'll still go out and kill the animals. So that was a lot of fun to find and kind of read about and learn about. Hey, pretty girl.
And then somebody was asking me how you resist petting her.
Do you see the grumbling happen? So
Maybe that was before she hissed at the camera.
Yeah, she is actually my favorite cat here, and I spend a lot of time with her. But yeah, you get that. I mean, she's still a wild animal.
And I'm your mom.
Yeah, she's still a wild animal. She still has those instincts. So I am more than happy just to chat from this distance.
And bring snacks.
Right, pretty girl.
Somebody was asking why they didn't get more food than that.
So these guys actually already got their meals this morning. They get fed every morning, and then that's just an extra little treat that we give to them. A lot of the keepers will do something called operant conditioning, which is kind of what we did there, but those treats are a way for us just to get another closer look at the cats, see how they're walking, see how they're moving. An operant is a great way to get these cats to essentially come near you and trust you. When that comes to veterinary care, it's really important because it means that the vets can get a closer look at the cats without having to sedate them.
And as snarly as she is, it's only because there's food involved. She's never like that when you just come out here to see her.
No, she doesn't like to wait for food, bless her.
Angie is sporting some boots there, let me tell you.
I love my Crocs.
Those are Crocs?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they're very bright. Some of the cats are a little scared by them, I've discovered. Hi everybody. We are here today with Kelly, who is on vacation for 2 weeks, and she's loving it. And she's been following me all day, and now that I want to give her a treat. What are you doing? Hi, hey girl. You want some? Oh, no? No?
Seriously.
Baby
Those
girl.
are so yummy.
So Kali will be here for, I believe, another week. She's been here a week already, and we rotate our tigers, our big cats, on the vacation rotation enclosure. Every 2 weeks we try to move them out, and it gives them the ability to have this open air enclosure, because in the wild these guys have miles and miles that they can roam. Here in captivity makes it a little hard, so we try to make it easier for them and fun. There's a lot of different smells, and as we rotate the cats, you know, they have to mark everything, so it's enrichment for them. Kelly is being very playful right now. I have a feeling she may be in heat.
That could explain why she doesn't want to eat.
Yes.
They don't care much about eating when they're in heat.
No. And she's been in the smaller area. The big enclosure is about 2.3 acres, and 2.5, I think, it's around 2.5 acres. And it has this covered area because we want to make sure that our cats are safe for any kind of emergencies like the weather. So they all have areas that have a roof, so we can protect them for anything falling from above, but they do have the ability of being out and enjoying the open air. Hi, sweet girl. A lot of people want to know how we rotate our cats, because they do live in different areas of the sanctuary, especially our tigers. And we have a really neat tunnel system, and they're heavily motivated by food, unlike Kali today, because she just wants to play a different kind of game. Kali, come on, sweet girl. You don't want some? All right, we can still play.
For those of you who don't know us, even though she's in heat, she never lives with a male, so there's no chance of her ever getting pregnant.
Yes. No, not at all. Now, Kali and I, from the moment she got here, have had an interesting relationship. She loves to chase me. So I'm very surprised because all day she's been chasing me, and when I came to talk to you guys, she decided to just be relaxed and walk around. Let's see. Come on, big girl. What are you doing? Yes, she's definitely getting into heat. I can tell.
You know that stance.
Yes. Is that I am going to show you my booty. And she'll walk away from it. Well, yeah, it's all about the booty when they're in heat. But they are so cute. And yes, like Carol said, there is no chance of Kali ever mating, because really there is no point in mating in captivity, because it would be bringing more animals to live in cages, and that's really what we don't want to do. Hi, gorgeous. But she's so cute when she's in heat. And it reminds you of what your kitties at home do. These are the same behaviors. It's just the magnitude of her size that makes it a little bit more dangerous for those people that think that they can have these animals at home as pets. We actually had a question today about these animals, like, all I have to do is feed it and it's pretty. It was the comment that I got today. And
Is that on a tour?
yes. So it was very interesting to educate our guests and let them know that they are not pets. These guys are not pets.
No matter how cute.
Yes, they
are cute.
They are absolutely adorable, and they make it so hard because they are so cute. Yes, sweet girl. I know. They make it so hard because they are so unbelievably gorgeous. But that power was meant to be out in nature. They have a purpose, and it's nowhere near humans. It's to control the environment, to control the populations of the areas where they're native, so that there is a good balance with nature.
Sonia wants to know if we ever neuter or spay.
Yes, we do. Usually if we have two animals that are, different sex, we will neuter the male first, preferably, because it's a less invasive surgery. But yes, if they came to us together, we try to keep them together, and that's the safest way for us to do it, because we don't want to continue to breed.
They want to know if you ever touch them.
No, unless they are sedated, and I happen to be lucky enough to be assisting with that particular procedure. That's the only time that I get to touch them. And trust me, I do. In that moment. But no, we don't touch them. They don't really need that contact, and it's extremely dangerous. I don't know if I had a piece of chicken, you can actually see, like, look at my hand. This is my gloved hand. It looks very much like chicken. So that is what they eat. So we definitely don't want to have any part of our bodies inside for any reason, and they really don't need that contact.
Anita wants to know if she could ever be set free, and Jeffrey wants to know how we set bobcats free.
Well, difference in the sizes in the native environments. I'll start with the bobcats. With the bobcats, they're native here of Florida, and if we are able to get them early enough in life or rescue them from an accident, we have a complete program that has been developed where these animals have very, very little contact with humans. Therefore, we can care for them and help them grow and teach them how to be self-sufficient out in the wild. And then we are able to find areas where we can release the animal because they are native. Now, an animal as large and like a tiger, cougar, it's much harder to be able to release back into the wild. These guys have been bred in captivity. They were born in captivity, the majority of them. They've been bred in captivity. They are used to humans feeding them. So that's what they would do. It would be very dangerous for them to be out for humans and for them. So unfortunately, this pretty girl would not be able to be released.
And she's not native. These guys
Exactly.
would be native to Russia or to India, and she was born in Georgia.
Yes.
So she can't be. And that's not Georgia like over by Russia. That's
Yes.
Georgia like in the U.S.
Yeah, it makes it very difficult, again, because of the fact that this is not a native animal. And even if we were in those areas and she was born and bred in captivity, it would still be very difficult because they would associate humans with food.
And if that goes wrong, it's a whole lot more.
Yes.
It just changes the whole dynamic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, sweet girl. I love those markings, and a lot of people, when you think of a tiger, you think of those strong colors. And to think that every single one of those patterns is different, it defines that individual.
Mark wants to know why we don't raise them where they belong to set them free. Tigers.
Well, that's not how it happens when we're talking about captivity, because these animals come from all over, and they have been bred all over except for India. Like, you hardly ever find one that came directly from where they're from. There are so many people, unfortunately, here in the United States and in other countries that just like to have these beautiful animals, and they think that there's a trade, and they use them for pay to play schemes and photographs, and it's never done in their native country. They are highly endangered in their native country because of this kind of trade, because of they are dangerous animals and there's overpopulation in those areas. So they try they've used a lot of their environment, their native. I can't even speak today for some reason.
You were planning on doing all this in Spanish.
Yes,
and now
I
she's got
was.
to rethink it in
I have
English.
to rethink it all in English. It's funny. No, but that is a great question about why doesn't this happen in their native country? The majority of these cats that we have here that we rescue are born here in the United States, because someone either wants to have them as a pet or wants to make money off of them. So it's very difficult. Their environments in their native countries are shrinking because, like I said, of overpopulation. So they're losing where they live.
One of the things I find interesting is that typically in areas where cats are native, the people who have grown up around that wild cat, they don't want to make pets out of them because they know how dangerous they are. It's only us who are so far removed from any kind of nature that are like, oh yeah, we can make a pet out of that.
You're pretty. Here you can see how really large this enclosure is, and it has a lot of different amenities, if you want to call them. There's a man-made lake in the middle that you can go in there and look pretty as she does now. This morning when I came in, she was sitting right in the middle of that platform, looking very regal and absolutely loving her environment. And she has her fans that are with her all the time, because she is on our the vacation rotation enclosure is on our constant feed through explore.org. So you'll be able to really hang out with Kali while she's here.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot better view than what I'm seeing because it's just focusing on the wire, not on her.
And there she goes. Let's see if she goes up on her platform or just chills. Nah, I'm just gonna hide. But that's the great thing about this enclosure, is the fact that she has so many different things that she can do. She can jump on her platform if she wants to. She can jump on the lake if she wants to. There's a lot of shrubbery. There's a lot of trees where she can hide. It's really neat. The first time that they come in, a lot of the cats go, especially the tigers, go straight into the water and they just splash around. So that's a lot of fun to watch. This is one of my favorite enclosures because of that, because we can give them a little bit of teeny tiny taste of what roaming their open area would be. And as you can see, she's over there rubbing against the tree.
Larry wants to know if any of our cats can ever go free.
Only our bobcats that are in our rehab program.
The ones that were born in the wild.
Yes, they were born in the wild, and they will return to the wild.
And that's the critical thing right there. If they weren't born in the wild, they can never be set free. It's not legal and it's not feasible.
No.
All you see is the one striped leg there behind that. You're killing me. Do you have anybody else that can eat those thighs, or is everybody eating?
No, absolutely. Let's see. Amanda is always ready for a snack. So that is never a problem. And I don't feel bad because her brothers are getting their afternoon snacks in a moment with their medicines. So we can give her a little bit so she's not as mad maybe at the meds person when she doesn't get any more food.
Are you the meds person today or somebody else?
No, it'll be Catherine.
And what's the story on these three cats?
These guys. I love these guys. So.
Oh, come on, you love them all.
I know, but these guys, when they first got here, we rescued these guys from a sanctuary in Texas. They actually had been in, I believe, a pay-to-play kind of situation. We had a couple as their donors that had visited them when they were little. And when the sanctuary had to close, I wouldn't say sanctuary, the establishment that had them had to close, this couple remembered them, and because of those markings and how distinct those markings are, they were able to identify these guys, and they wanted to support these guys, and they helped us move them here. Now, here we have, there's 3 of them, and a sneaky little one over there, but he came from Peru.
I see you, Hoover.
He came from Peru. He has a completely different story.
Where's Andre?
Andre's hiding in the den, so we can see all 3 of them.
Oh, there he is.
But the boys will be getting their meds here soon. So I'm going to move her over so that I can give her her treat outside of her brothers playing with her. Come on, Amanda, come on, Amanda. Yes, sweet girl. She is the feisty one of the group. She is also the smallest one, as you can see when you compare the males and the females. That's their body style. Come on, baby girl.
Trick is trying to get one and not all 3. She's calling over the fastest one.
Sweet girl. All right. Let's get some food over.
Yep, Lori, I kind of expected that was coming. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, we'll just do it right here. Hi, sweet girl. Yeah, she is.
We're so happy. We're so happy.
She is the fastest. She is the fiercest of them all. She's also the smallest. But she is a good girl. She is a very good girl. Yes. She's very much a lady until I stop feeding her. But these guys got very lucky that they had those individuals that recognized them, and they paired up with us. I know that I believe that Jamie helped too with the marking recognition to see if these were those cats that they remember from so many years ago. Hi. Yes, you likey this. You got lucky. You got so lucky. Hi, sweetness. Now these guys are very old. They are 22 years old. She doesn't look it. She doesn't act like it.
Her brothers are starting to look it.
Yeah, her brothers are starting to slow down a little, but we still pampered them like crazy. And that's the great thing about what we're trying to do here. These guys in the wild, with their lifespan, it's about 15 to 19 years sometimes, and that's stretching it. That's in an area where there's very little predation even for them. But in captivity, we can make that extend much longer because we are able to give them medications. We are able to make sure that if they don't want to eat, we try it and try it again, and we find every different type of treat that you can imagine to make sure that these guys have the nutrition that they need and have the care that they need. So that's what we strive for here, is to make sure that these animals that are under our care have the best care possible.
They're saying it's funny to see you speaking English.
I know, right?
That's how we mostly know her, is
Yes.
speaking English.
Yes.
She's famous for speaking Spanish.
I know. It's very interesting because I don't speak Spanish that much anymore since I've been living in the United States. So when I was home a couple of weeks ago, it was much easier to run with the Spanish now since I've been doing it so often here. Yes, you're so cute. But sometimes it's easier to switch to English. But when I was, like she was saying, that I was preparing to do all of that in Spanish, I do get into that set in my head of what I'm gonna say and how I'm gonna say it, and then it doesn't come out in English. So, you know, it happens sometimes. But you, baby girl, are enjoying your treat, aren't you? You don't get this that often. You get to watch your brothers eat. Couple more pieces. You gonna be good to me? Yeah? Sweetness. Oh, the growly. The growly. Good girl.
7 years I've been pointing the camera in your face. I haven't touched you once. Not once. Not even when you were asleep.
She doesn't care. She does not care. I remember when they first came and I had to clean them for the very first time.
Oh man.
Oh, these guys were fun.
Were you here the day they arrived?
No.
There was a wooden liner around the outside or the inside edges of the metal transport that she was being brought here in, and as she was being unloaded from the transport truck to her enclosure out here, she was ripping off pieces of it just to show us that she could, and roaring the whole way, and so we were all just like, oh my gosh, what have we done?
Yes, they were impressive, let me say. I remember the very first time I had to clean them, and the boys just came straight from each side at me. And the next time I had to clean them, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be very, very quiet. And I found them all in one den. It was the cutest tiger pile ever. Found them all in one den and locked them in there. And then I was able to clean the enclosure without worrying about where those two faces were, right over there.
And now you guys are so easygoing by
Yes.
comparison.
And now you guys are so chill and so relaxed. And really, that's what we want. You know, this is their retirement home. This is their forever home. So yes, when they get here, they might be a little rambunctious, but we don't know what conditions they were in. You know, sometimes we get just a little glimpse of what they lived in and what stories we're told when these situations happen. And really my goal as a caretaker for these beautiful animals is to get them to chill, to relax. They're now retired in Florida on a lake. It works.
Are you yawning on cue? See, I'm chill. I can yawn.
So they're still rambunctious, you know, they still play. And as you can see, they play a little too hard and they kind of scratch each other. But what the life that we try to give them here is one of peace, because we already know that the beginning of their lives was not what should have been. So that's our goal, to make sure that the rest of their lives, since they're with us for the rest of their lives, is peaceful and calm and full of love and treats. Lots of treats.
Your treats are coming, boys.
Yes. They're chill. They know they're coming.
They got that internal clock.
Yeah. They know they're coming. She's the
Alright.
one that will fight it tooth and nail and try to,
So you're just going to leave her locked over until they get done?
No, because these two need to be separated.
Oh.
This morning, Andre kept getting in the way of Arthur's food, and it was fun this morning.
Oh. Tigers will be tigers. All right, well, before she lets Amanda in, I'm going to back away from this wire. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for all the donations. Sorry I wasn't able to call you out because they were happening. I was trying to keep focused on the cats. But we really, really appreciate it. Thanks for all the shares and likes and all the people who were answering questions. Really, really appreciate that. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.